Dieting is hard. That's probably what you're thinking right now. But it isn't as complicated as you think. It's actually very simple, and I'll be explaining that today. I'll be dividing dieting in 4 different phases, and it's gonna be about a healthy diet, how to form a healthy diet. So let's get straight into it. I used to have this as well. I wanted to change my diet, but wasn't really sure what can I eat, what can I not. And I was being a bit like an extremist in the beginning, which might work for example, me or others. But I've noticed that with a lot of people, if you want to start, you should start small. So that's what phase 1 is going to be about. Phase 1 is going to be about really small steps you can take to improve your diet so you can get into that first phase. It's called the beginning phase of the diet process. And in this beginning phase, you're literally just going to be like taking out a little bit of McDonald's, taking out a little bit of junk food, taking out a little bit of candy. You're not gonna cut anything out completely, so you're not gonna remove it from your life. But you're just gonna start with taking about little bits and pieces one by one. So for example, you eat McDonald's 2 times a week. You're gonna cut that down to, for example, once a week. Or you do it X amount of times a month, cut that down by 1. Or you eat candy every single day, try to do 1 day without, every single week. And hey, it's worked for a month, let me try it twice. You're gonna take these really small steps towards improving your diet. And that's phase 1. Just see what little thing you can do to improve your diet by a minuscule amount. Because that already helps and gets you into the phases and into the process of improving your diet. Then phase 2. This is what I call the medium, intermediate stage. This is ready for if you're ready, you've taken out a bit of bits and pieces and you want to have a more defined line about what you can and cannot eat. What I like to use as a guideline is, can I eat this or not? And ask my conscience. Is this healthy or unhealthy? And for example, it's a chocolate bar, unhealthy. Oh, it's a chocolate bar with more cacao, healthy. Like literally just think, what's the first thing you think of? Apple, healthy. Candy, unhealthy. Like the first thing you think of when you think of the certain product. If it's healthy, you can eat it. If it's unhealthy, cut it out. This is a really easy way, and that makes sure that you're not too complicated. Your diet isn't complicated, but you will be changing your diet quite a bit. But since you've already done the beginning stages, it's far easier, and that's why I call it the intermediate stage. It's in the middle of everything. Then the 3rd stage. In the 3rd phase and 3rd stage of this process, you're gonna start looking at labels. I've just passed this phase and I'm currently at phase 4, but phase 3 is something I was really long on. So take your time with this one. You don't have to rush to stage 4. You can just stay on stage 3. And stage 3 is literally look at the labels. You're like, okay, this yogurt, I see this other yogurt. Which of the two has better macros? You're gonna look a little bit more. It's not, and slowly but surely you're gonna look at a bunch more. You already know after looking for once which ones are the ones better for you. For example, I once looked through a lot of protein bars in the store and in the supermarket, and once I've looked at every single one, I noticed, okay, this is the one I'm gonna get every single time, so I know which one is the healthy one. So it's not really that difficult, just look at it one time, know which one is the better one and which one you wanna eat, and you change it that way. Really simple, really easy, but it's far more, more towards the hard part and the expert, because because you're actually taking more time to consider whether it's healthy or unhealthy, and not just the previous bias, which is far easier to judge. So now we're at the 4th stage. I'm currently at the 4th stage, and this 4th stage / phase is all about looking at research. What you're literally doing is you're researching certain things. For example, you've already seen my soy video, soy shorts, or maybe you haven't, but in that video I was talking about a certain study which was done and which I've looked at and researched. And I'm doing this right now as well with other different food things. So besides just the previous 3 phases, I've added on the research department of looking into things, okay, which things can be healthy and how can I apply it and how can I improve my diet further. This is really the expert and the ultimate phase, because once you're here, you can only improve your diet, but it's very difficult. You have to read a lot, you have to do a lot. It makes your diet far more difficult to achieve. And for that reason, it's phase 4 in the most difficult phase. So to recap real quick, phase 1 is the beginning phase of just cutting little things out. Phase 2 is the phase where you're gonna decide, is this healthy or unhealthy, and then choose which one you're gonna eat. Phase 3 is all about looking at the labels of products. And stage 4 is the research phase, where you're gonna decide which is healthy based on research. So, thank you guys for watching. Work hard, stay hard, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.